Mr. Speaker, our policy is to protect the most vulnerable for 2 years.
She repeatedly criticised Labour's plan for a 6-month freeze on energy bills. This week, the Chancellor made it her policy. How can she be held to account when she's not in charge?
I had to take the decision, because of the economic situation, to adjust our policies. I am somebody who's prepared to front up. I'm prepared to take the tough decisions.
In the next few minutes, you're going to learn about the biggest political scandal to hit the UK since Brexit. We'll reveal the shocking details of Liz Truss's allegations against Keir Starmer, analyse the immediate fallout, and show you why 73% of voters are now questioning Starmer's leadership. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. But more importantly, we'll explore what this means for you.
Starmer government already seems to have hit a few problems. Those cuts to the winter heating payments, plenty of tension on the street.
No, and he got in with a very low proportion of the vote. He got in by default because people were unhappy with the Conservatives. They voted Labour. They didn't particularly like him. He's been accepting more freebies than any other MP in Parliament. But meanwhile, because of their disastrous economic policies, they are cutting payments to old people.
The British public and the future of UK politics. Stick around, because what you're about to hear might change the way you view your political leaders forever. Liz Truss's explosive allegations against Keir Starmer sent shockwaves through the political landscape. During a live TV broadcast, Truss looked directly into the camera and declared, "I have irrefutable evidence that Keir Starmer has been engaged in a secret affair that compromises his integrity as Labour leader." The studio fell silent for a moment before erupting into chaos. Social media platforms immediately lit up with reactions. Hashtags supporting and denouncing Starmer began trending within minutes. Political commentators scrambled to make sense of the bombshell accusation, while viewers at home watched in disbelief as the drama unfolded in real time. The legal and ethical implications of Truss's claim are significant. UK libel laws allow public figures to sue for defamation if false statements damage their reputation. While political speech often enjoys some protection, accusations of personal misconduct can cross into actionable territory if proven false and damaging.
Just on that point about energy, I want to ask you about their big push on net zero. What do you make of the fact that the West is basically, we're deindustrialising ourselves?
While India and China are building more coal-fired power stations, getting more oil and gas, we in Britain have ended up closing down our oil and gas. This is what's happening under this Labour government. The problem is we have a Labour Party now in government who are saying that climate change is more of a threat to the future of the world than China. Now, that simply isn't true.
Starmer, a former director of public prosecutions, is well versed in the legal ramifications of such allegations. What motivated Truss to go public with this information? Some political analysts suggest it may be an attempt to regain relevance after her own tumultuous tenure as Prime Minister. By framing her accusations as a form of whistleblowing aimed at promoting transparency, Truss positions herself as a champion of accountability in British politics. Experts weigh in on the political strategy at play. Dr. Emma Thompson, a political science professor at LSE, notes, this bold move could be seen as an attempt to destabilize Starmer's leadership and shift public focus away from Truss's own political failures. It's a high-risk, high-reward gambit that could either revitalize her career or backfire spectacularly. The possibility of more evidence coming to light has left the public in suspense. Truss hinted at additional information she plans to reveal in the coming days, raising questions about the veracity of her claims and leaving voters wondering what other secrets might be lurking in the corridors of power. Starmer's team wasted no time in responding to the allegations. A spokesperson for the Labour leader issued a statement categorically denying Truss's claims, calling them baseless and politically motivated. Labour Party officials expressed outrage, framing the accusations as a desperate attempt to smear Starmer's reputation. As the dust settles on this initial salvo, the political landscape braces for the wider fallout. With public trust in politicians already at a low ebb, this scandal threatens to further erode confidence in the UK's democratic institutions. Remember when political scandals took weeks to unfold? Not anymore. In the age of instant polling and social media frenzies, Starmer's approval ratings are in free fall. But here's the kicker. The numbers you're about to see might make even the most seasoned political analysts do a double take. Brace yourself for a political earthquake that's rewriting the rules of British democracy. The Labour Party is facing a crisis of confidence, with public trust evaporating faster than anyone could have predicted. Starmer's approval ratings have plummeted, leaving party officials scrambling to contain the damage. Only 27% of voters now express satisfaction with Starmer's performance, a figure that would have been unthinkable just days ago. Within Labour, the cracks are starting to show. Some MPs have rallied around their leader, issuing statements of support and denouncing Truss's allegations as baseless. But others are noticeably silent, their absence speaking volumes about the internal divisions now plaguing the party. Labour donors are reportedly reconsidering their financial commitments, adding economic pressure to an already volatile situation. Opposition parties aren't wasting any time capitalising on Labour's misfortune. Conservative MPs are gleefully sharing the latest poll numbers on social media, while Lib Dem strategists quietly recalculating their chances in key marginal seats. The political landscape is shifting beneath our feet, and the aftershocks could reshape British politics for years to come. The media's role in this unfolding drama can't be overstated. News outlets are dissecting every statement, every facial expression, and every tweet related to the scandal. Some argue that this relentless coverage is fueling a narrative that prioritizes spectacle over substance. Critics warn that the media's fixation on the scandal is drowning out important policy debates and reinforcing public cynicism about politics. As we look to the future, the implications of this scandal extend far beyond Starmer's personal reputation. Political analysts are already speculating about the long-term consequences for Labour's electoral prospects. With trust in political leaders at an all-time low, voters are increasingly demanding authenticity and transparency from their representatives. The latest poll numbers paint a grim picture for Starmer and Labour. His approval rating has nosedived to an astonishing 34, a figure that would have been unthinkable just a week ago. It's a stark reminder of how quickly public opinion can shift in the age of social media and 24-hour news cycles. But this story is far from over. Rumors are swirling about potential new revelations that could further rock the political establishment. What other secrets might be lurking in the shadows of Westminster? And how will the British public respond as this scandal continues to unfold? The answers to these questions could reshape the future of UK politics for generations to come. As the dust settles on this political earthquake, we're left to ponder the seismic shifts in UK politics. Starmer's approval rating plummeting to 34 isn't just a number, it's a stark reminder of how quickly public opinion can turn. The Labour Party, once poised for a potential victory, now finds itself in disarray. But this scandal goes beyond party lines, raising fundamental questions about trust in our political system. What does this mean for the future of political discourse in Britain? Will voters demand greater transparency from their leaders, or will cynicism prevail? The coming months could see a reshaping of party dynamics and electoral strategies as politicians scramble to adapt to a landscape where personal integrity is under intense scrutiny. As citizens, we have a crucial role to play. In an era of instant news and social media frenzy, it's more important than ever to seek out reliable information and think critically about the narratives we're presented. The truth often lies somewhere between the headlines, and it's up to us to navigate this complex terrain. As we move forward, let's not forget that a healthy democracy requires an engaged and discerning public. The power to shape the future of UK politics lies not just with those in Westminster, but with each and every one of us.